Hello students, in the earlier video we have studied the particulate nature of matter in which we have completed the Dalton's atomic theory. In this video we are going to study the limitations of Dalton's atomic theory, and on the basis of these limitations, earlier form of Dalton's atomic theory was modified and this theory was later named as modern atomic theory. So let's start. First of all, we will going to start with the limitation. Dalton's atomic theory is one of the biggest breakthrough in the structure of atom, which opens the pathway for the other scientists to deeply study, to deeply analyze the structure of atom. So later in the 20th century, various scientists came and they given their theories on the basis of their experiment, like J.J. Thomson, Rutherford, Niels Bohr. So their detailed study in the structure of atom deeply study various topics which were not explained in the case of Dalton's atomic theory. So there were various limitations in the case of Dalton's atomic theory, and on the basis of these limitations, further Dalton's atomic theory was modified. So what are the limitations of Dalton's atomic theory? In the case of Dalton's atomic theory, it clearly explained the law of chemical combination in the case of masses, whereas it is unable to explain the law of gaseous volume. Second limitation of Dalton's atomic theory was that the atoms of different element having different masses, size, valencies and chemical reactivity, so it is unable to explain why it is happening, why the atoms of different elements are different in all these conditions from each other. Third limitation of Dalton's atomic theory was that why atoms of different element or same element are combining to form molecules or compound, why they are doing so, why they are combining to form different type of molecules or compounds. Next limitation of Dalton's atomic theory was that what is the nature of binding force which is existing in the case of atoms of molecules or compound, which is responsible for the existence of matter in three states like solid, liquid and gas. Next limitation of Dalton's atomic theory was that it was unable to explain the difference between the ultimate particle of element or compound. So these are the few limitations which are present in the earlier form of Dalton's atomic theory, which was later developed by these scientists. So later Dalton's atomic theory was modified on the basis of work of various scientists in the field of structure of atom, due to which this theory was later named as modern atomic theory. So let's see what are the postulates of modern atomic theory. In the case of modern atomic theory, atom is no longer considered as indivisible particle. It means atom is made up of subatomic particles which are known as electron, protons and neutrons. It means atom can be divided into subatomic particles, which is electron, proton and neutron. It cannot be considered indivisible. Next postulate of modern atomic theory is that atom of similar element can have different masses. Example, in the case of hydrogen, atoms of hydrogen can have different masses, that is 1, 2 or 3. Similarly, in the case of chlorine, it is also having different masses, that is 35 or 37. So these atoms of similar element which are having different masses are known as isotopes. It means it is not necessary that atoms of similar element are identical in all respect. They can be different in one or more condition. Next postulate of modern atomic theory is that atom of different element can have same atomic masses. Example, in the case of calcium and argon are having a different atomic number, but the mass number of both elements are same, which is 40 AMU. It means both argon and calcium is having same atomic masses, but their atomic numbers are different. Calcium is having atomic number 20, whereas argon is having atomic number 18. Still their masses are same. So when the atoms of different element having same masses, it is known as isobars. They are referred as isobars. It means it is showing that it is not necessary that atoms of different elements are different in all all condition, they can be same in one or two aspects. Next postulate of modern atomic theory is that the ratio of atoms present in the molecule or compound is always fixed and integral, but it is not necessary that the ratio will always be simple. Example, in the case of sucrose, which is a type of sugar, formula of sucrose is C12H22O11. So the ratio of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen which is present in sucrose is 12:22:11, which is not a simple ratio. It is fixed, it is integral, but the ratio is not a simple ratio. So there are many compounds in which the ratio of atom is not simple. So this is also one of the point which is modified in the case of earlier Dalton's atomic theory, because in the case of earlier Dalton's atomic theory it was said that the ratio will always be simple ratio, but there are many compounds in which the ratio of atom is not simple. Next postulate of modern atomic theory is that the atom is the smallest particle which is taking part in the chemical reaction. So this point of modern atomic theory is similar to that of earlier Dalton's atomic theory. In earlier Dalton's atomic theory, it is said that atom is the smallest particle which is taking part in the chemical reaction. So similar point is represented in modern atomic theory. In this point there is no changes are present. Whether the atom is divisible in electron, proton and neutron, is still the atom is considered as the smallest particle which is taking part in the chemical reaction. Next postulate of modern atomic theory is that atom is no longer indestructible. It means atom can be destroyed, whereas in the earlier form of Dalton's atomic theory it was said that atom can neither be created nor be destroyed, whereas in the case of modern atomic theory this point was modified. Now atom is no longer indestructible, as in the case of nuclear reaction in which the atom of one element is converted into atom of another element. Example, in the case of nitrogen, when alpha particles are striking with nitrogen atom, it is converted into atom of another element which is oxygen. It means by the striking of alpha particle, nitrogen is converted into oxygen. Similarly, in the case of uranium 235, on striking with neutron, it is converted into plutonium 239, which is having mass 239. So this method of conversion of atom of one element to another by creating changes in the nuclei of the atom is known as a transmutation. This is artificial method of conversion of atom of one element into another element by creating changes in the nuclei. During the nuclear reaction, some of the mass is converted into energy, which is explained by Einstein equation E is equal to mc square, in which E is representing the energy, m is representing the mass which is converted into energy, and c is representing the velocity of light, which is having value 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So by the help of these nuclear reaction, it is clearly explained that atom is no longer considered as indestructible. It can be converted into one another by the help of transmutation, and also mass can be converted into energy. But in the case of ordinary lab condition, atom is still very stable, so it cannot be created or destroyed in the normal lab condition during the chemical reaction.